I'm planning to move, all right? So it's kind of exciting. I'm planning to go to Los Angeles, California, and I'm from the middle of nowhere in Michigan. So in upper Michigan, if you know anything about Michigan, it's split up into two parts. The top part is all woods. That's where I am. And I'm from a small town where everybody's got a lot of opinions. Everybody knows everybody's business, and it's not conducive to my growth. It's not what I need right now to get where I need to go. I'm trying to be an entrepreneur. I'm trying to build an online business. And here, people don't know anything about computers in the first place, let alone online business. And so I would like to go to Los Angeles, where people are hip, people are hippies, and know a lot more about the internet. And there are other creators I can connect with, a lot more opportunity, higher population, people to connect with, a lot more things going on. Okay, so that would be more conducive to my growth. And that is the reason that I want to go there. Now, a lot of you probably suffer from the same thing, where you're in an environment that is not conducive to your growth. I've been pursuing online business for about a year and a half now, and I've been down a lot of different trails, and I think one of the biggest handicaps I've put on myself is not putting myself in an environment that is conducive to my growth. So not putting myself where I would be around other people doing the same thing, because there's literally nobody here that's doing this kind of stuff. And if there was, I'd have a very hard time finding them, because there's no events for it. There's no people out in public recording, because everybody knows everybody's business. So like me even being in the woods right now, if somebody ran into me, like a youper, they'd be like, what the crap are you doing, man? Like, it just wouldn't make sense to them. In Los Angeles, nobody would know me, so I wouldn't even care. I get main character syndrome if I'm in a different city. So I don't worry about that kind of stuff. But here, I feel like an NPC. Like, yeah, I want to fit in. I want to, I care what people think. And we all do to an extent. I try not to, but we all do. So I just accept that. So it's cold, man. Placement is critical to your growth. So I'm in the forest, as you can see, and all these trees were placed in a location where they are most suited to grow. In an agricultural field, you might find things like wheat, corn, whatever. You might find crops that are suited to grow in that environment. If you were at an orchard, you'd see fruit trees. And the reason I'm saying all this is because your location in life, your career, your niche, the friend groups that you are in, can either be fertile soil, it can be a good environment for you to grow in, or they could be the completely wrong environment for you to grow in. And as people, we're a lot different than plants, and we can be in several different environments throughout our life. We can be in several different environments in a day. So you might have your workplace where you're in one environment, and then you're going home to your wife or your girlfriend or your friends or whatever, and it's a completely different environment. So I think that a lot of people are missing a good environment in their life, one that is actually helping them to grow. If you look at like a small tree like this, okay? I don't know if you can even see the white pine here. I'll point at it. This white pine. It's among a bunch of maple saplings in a canopy of pines with an aspen there. You can see even the aspen. And that pine tree, that little tiny white pine, will probably reach the top of the canopy, full maturity, 20 years, maybe 40. It'll take a long time because there's limited nutrients, limited sunlight. All these big trees take up a lot of the soil space. They take up a lot of the air space. They take up a lot of the sunlight. And so the little trees at the bottom of the canopy, they're lucky they even sprouted, first of all. These trees send off thousands and thousands, sometimes tens of thousands. If it's big enough, like those giant redwood trees, they'll send off like hundreds of thousands of pine nuts, I think. And really, it's like one of those seeds per year, or a couple a couple of them will hatch. Will sprout. And even have a chance at life. And then out of those ones, it's like only a few will reach the top of the canopy throughout their lifetime. A lot of the other ones will be grazed by deer, grazed by herbivores, and die. Another side rant about plants because you are much like that plant. If your life isn't exactly how you want it to be, you're probably in the wrong environment. If you know that you're capable, at least in some different things, and you're not growing the way that you should be, you're not seeing the results that you thought you would see, it's probably because you're in the wrong environment. You don't have the right support group, you don't have the right tools, you don't have the right access to materials, whatever it is. You may, this is the end of the walking path here, you may just need to change environments. For me, that's entirely true. If you're not in an environment conducive to your growth, there are so many things you can do, but the biggest thing that I would suggest is finding a community. If you're not able to move, there are online communities. I'd like to make one eventually, but I don't have one right now. Free Discords, you can join a bunch of those. Those are really good. If you can get in a paid community, it just attracts higher quality people that are actually passionate about the theme of the paid community. So I'm in one for social media marketing. I'm gonna be in one for YouTube creation. I'm in one for just young men trying to build an online business. It's more of a general, but it's still pretty specific. So that's why I feel so strongly about this. I don't have anything to sell you guys. I've literally got like 30 subs, so chill. But anyway, I think online communities are good if you cannot move. If you can move to an area where you're gonna find people that are like you, I suggest doing that. But just going and moving to an area like that isn't going to immediately solve your problems. First of all, you'd have to go out in public. You have to record things in public if you're looking for YouTubers. Excuse me. Or if you want to be a gym influencer, you got to be doing your gym influencing thing, And people that are doing the same thing, maybe you try out a couple different gyms, but people that are doing the same thing will see you doing that, and you'll see other people doing it, and you just go and say hi, introduce yourself, and make friends. Do the normal social thing, which if you're not good at, maybe I'll make another video on that, but it's pretty easy. Literally just say hi, and the rest follows. It's people don't understand. It's like literally so easy to make friends once you just get over that first hurdle, is just saying hi. Or talking to girls, literally just go say hi, and it's like over. So, gosh, it is a chilly day, boys. So, yeah, essentially, find somewhere where there's people like you doing what you're doing. If you look around in this forest, you'll see a bunch of pine trees. I might be going too fast. A bunch of pine trees, a bunch of aspen. If you look lower in the canopy, there's a bunch of maple. There's not a ton of maple in the top of the canopy right here, but it's pretty much the same plants. If you look at the bottom, it's ferns. There's a bunch of peppermint, or not peppermint, wintergreen right here. And it is delicious. You don't swallow it though, you never swallow mint. It's actually really hard on your stomach. People don't know that. So, see if I can get a good angle. I feel really close to my face when I'm vlogging. Yeah, it's really easy, man. Like, it's really easy to find a better environment. People just don't do it. People don't understand the importance of surrounding yourself with people that are doing what you're doing. People literally influence everything in your life. I was watching Hamza video, and he was talking about how going to the gym, he saw his ex once, and it totally reshaped everything. So now he was all focused on YouTube for months and months and months, and he wasn't going to the gym. He was just lifting at home. But he's like, okay, well, I want to go get some good workouts in because my body's been lacking. So he goes to the gym. He sees his ex. He has like one conversation with another person, and he was thinking about those two interactions for like weeks. Like it just like completely changes the way that you think, and you just can't help it because people influence people, and it's inevitable. So if you can surround yourself with people that are trying to do what you're doing and influence yourself that way, it literally will change everything in your life if you have the right influences. I had an experience just 2 days ago or so. One of my best friends from high school had a birthday party. A lot of my high school friends are now heavy drinkers. They're all like career men. They all have different jobs and things. A lot of them I wouldn't consider businessmen. There's one of them that has something that kind of qualifies as a business. I think life insurance, if you've ever heard of insurance, he pretty much does sales on his own and like has his own certain fulfillment thing. So I think a lot of insurance is set up like that. So that's kind of like a business, but it's a little different, I guess. The scalability's not as easy. He's very locked in. And he hasn't found a ton of success with it yet. Not that he won't. I think he will, but I still think that there are better opportunities, especially for me and a lot of you guys. So really, and it's unrelated to what I'm doing, so that doesn't help. So really, I went to this party and I was like, none of these guys really relate to me in any way, shape, or form. The most relatability we had was playing hacky sack and playing cards. And then I was like, all right, I'm out. I did all the things that I'm able to contribute to this, but I wasn't drinking and I wasn't smoking cigarettes. I wasn't vaping, smoking weed. I wasn't playing video games. I don't know. I wasn't doing anything, because I don't do that kind of stuff. And there's no ladies there to flirt with. If they were, they probably would have been low quality because there were quite a few low quality people there. And yeah, so it gets complicated. You want to have a good influence on you. You want to have a good circle. You want to have people that are doing what you're doing or doing something similar, complementary. So like if you want to be a YouTuber, maybe you make friends with an editor, and you make friends with an online marketer or a copywriter or a script writer or whatever. Gosh, this is so pretty. You can actually see today too, because it's not so sunny. Let's see. I didn't even know I could walk out here. I've been here like 10 times. I didn't know I could walk out on this. So, hopefully I don't get soaked here. Might as well show you guys. Gosh, how pretty. See, that's the thing, man. I love where I live. I love the people. The people are really good. The people are really down to earth, loving, caring, but it's just not conducive to my growth and my goals. And I do love my friends, but I need friends that are doing what I'm doing. So it's not necessarily about hating people or cutting people out. It's more about filling my life up with something that's better for me, something that's more conducive to my growth, something that's gonna fulfill me more long term, help me to accomplish my dreams, things that I want to do. People got kind of a negative mindset with trying to get, the right things in their life and cutting out the wrong things. And I don't know. I think it's more filled with hate than it should be. People don't realize that a lot of them are as low quality as the people that they're trying to cut out, and they make just as many mistakes. They do just as many stupid things, and they give themselves too much credit when they should just love people and realize that meeting better people or meeting people that are more conducive to their goals, it's just a means to an end. It's really, it's more functional than, I don't know, more functional than negative. People are too negative. All right, so that's my encouragement. Find a group that's good for you. I'm going to stay here and record another video. Find a group that's good for you. Give them reason to be good for you. Have goals that are important and that would actually align with their goals. Something that's going to better your life, and go do it. I'm going to move to Los Angeles, and we'll see how it goes, man. I don't even know. Like, I gotta figure out a living situation. So obviously I'm not making money. So applying to get on a lease would be like almost impossible. So I'll probably need to find somebody that'll let me, like on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or something, that'll let me move in without being on the lease. So that'll be interesting. some random roommate. Talking about influence. Hopefully they are a good influence. But probably can't be too picky at first until I start making a little bit of cash, get a job, make some cash, get my own place, and then figure it out, man. That's what I like to do. I like to explore. I like to figure it out. And I'm not afraid of being around people or having weird opportunities, weird experiences, or even bad influences. I'm not afraid of it. I've been pretty sure in my beliefs. I'm pretty sure in my values, and I'm very observant. So I'll go to like I went to that party because it was literally just an opportunity for me to learn about myself, to learn about the world, to learn about psychology, to learn about my friends, and at the same time I was being good to my friend and everything, and that's good. But I went and I was like, I wasn't gonna drink. I knew it wasn't gonna be like it was before, when I was like a party guy, and I never really was that much of a party guy, but yeah, it was good. It was a good learning experience. I learned a lot about everybody there. I learned a lot about friendships, deadlines, and how everything has an end. Like, we're just not as compatible anymore. Like, it's just it's bound to happen, and yeah, what can you do about it? Obviously, I probably wouldn't be saying this about a woman that you're with or anything, but you can learn a lot. I've had like roommates in college that nothing like me. I learned a lot. From them, just from the limited conversations. It's not like you got to spend every day with them or every moment with them, especially if you don't like them. I hardly saw my roommates most of the time. A couple of them, I was pretty much every house I was in, I was with one roommate that I at least like kind of enjoyed being around. Although most of them were not very much like me. Actually two of them were very like emotional and like maybe more feminine in characteristic. And the other one was very like theatrical and artsy, and he was never around. He was like a workaholic. So there were probably other differentiating characteristics about those guys, but like those were the biggest things where it was like, yeah, these guys we're different. Like me and them are just different. Those were the main things. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's good. I call it a video, and good luck finding people that are doing what you're doing.